The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, David White.
And welcome, everyone, to another wonderful and excellent Power Trading Hour. As always, it doesn't matter where you're at, as long as you're here at the appointed time with the appointed folks, including me.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So what do we have going on today? Well, another 50 points, 54 points lower on the S&P cash as we pull back. 51 points, I guess. Literally, not literally, figuratively, mostly, nobody thinks the market can go lower. I'm going to say 95% don't think that can go lower. They're buying no downside protection. They're not buying any puts in the money. They're not buying a lot of anything. They're just kind of hanging out. And we'll see what happens. But I suspect that we're going to hit 4,400 before the week's out during trading hours. And at that point, maybe you've got your low end for the week, and maybe you get a light volume Wednesday or Thursday pop. But everybody just keeps acting like it's just going to go away, which is a good sign that we've got a bull market top in, because there's nobody, well, let me put it this way, there are only few willing to sit on their hands while Rome burns, and it is burning quite brightly these days. 877-927-6648. You can always email me at path@tfnn.com. And, you know, we're into a shortened week. We've got about 7 billion shares, so it's a little lighter. Probably going to be light all week. Ideally, if you're very bullish, you want to see this market pull back all the way into Thursday on light volume. Have a 3-day weekend and come back and start moving a little higher. My guess is we're going to get just the opposite, and that is we're going to get a sell-off and then maybe a late Wednesday, Thursday move higher on even lighter volume, setting up more weakness next week. But we don't have to decide that till then. But I'm not a real, as I've said for probably about the last 10 to 12 days, I'm fairly bearish on everything. And I don't see a lot of reasons to say that we've seen any kind of low. We've got that 41.15, 41.07 low in the S&P cash on high volume that was never retested. And I suspect that over time, that's where we need to go test on lighter volume, which probably will not be hard to do, and set up some kind of longer-term move. But literally, we've got kind of a deflationary market or stagflationary market. Depends on who you talk to setting up here. And that is things like crude can't hold highs. Gold was up fairly strongly. It's still up a little. So it's still outperforming the rest of the market, but not doing much on that. Just seems like a very lackluster lackluster market, and doesn't look like a lot of folks are going to come in and jump on the hand grenade for you. We were talking a lot about options on Friday. We still have lower for some of the bigger stocks. I'm surprised they didn't kind of get down there today. Apple was certainly trying, got down to 66.10. Options on it are fairly good, expiring at 165. So we're pretty close. It doesn't matter. We can bounce a little bit. But ideally, like I said, if you really think that what you want to do is be buying Apple, you want to see this thing close on very light volume at about 165. And what would that be for a retracement here? Okay. See, 164.86 would be a 50% retracement. So that still doesn't kill a possible move back, at least to the highs. And of course, as we look at volumes today, it's not all that great. But again, it's not uncommon to see long, meandering markets going into a 3-day weekend. But generally, that's the summer weekends, not these already. You just have a total buyer strike, as far as I can see, the way I at least look. And of course, you have a NASDAQ that is in a sell mode. I've heard it described as a paper cut. That is one of those cuts that you get that's painful, and every time you touch something, it just starts bleeding again. And that's kind of what we have set up now. I don't see any kind of big issue coming out of the woodwork to save us this week, but I'm always willing to listen to others' opinions at 877-927-6648. Let's do a little history, and then we'll move on to charts and talk about some other stuff.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1985, almost 2 years after joining Apple, John Sculley, who was, of course, the fair-haired child from Pepsi, right? Yeah. Asked Steve Jobs to step down as head of Macintosh division at Apple Computer board meeting. With the backing of the company's other executives, Jobs is stripped of nearly all responsibilities at Apple. While Jobs retains the title of chairman, he has no authority, eventually leaves Apple. Of course, Sculley came on at the bequest of the rest of the board to have an adult in the room. Steve Jobs didn't really care that much about money. He did care about power, and he was a revolutionary, not an evolutionary. Why you saw Bill Gates be a CEO into 2002 was the exact same reason that Steve Jobs was not. Now, of course, about 12 years after this, he's back at Apple, displaces its CEO fairly quickly, and takes it to heights never thought about even in the 1980s. But he had to learn that you have to pay the fiddler. And the fiddler in the stock market, in a publicly held company, is making money, not fulfilling your dream and your destiny as some kind of sci-fi, or not even just any sci-fi, any adventure, anything else. But a tale of two men, one that came back and understood that while he could be revolutionary, he needed to make money while he did it. And it took 12 years wandering in the desert for Steve Jobs to come back. On this day in 1985, you get kicked out by the guy you hired. Oh, back in
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month. And try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TESS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TESS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TESS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
As we return, David H. of 1313 Mockingbird Lane asks, where do I see LRCX closing options wise, or at least what they're telling us. I don't normally download a lot of those stuff, so I will, or that one. So I'm downloading it during this segment, and hopefully I'll remind myself to answer that question. But I didn't have the data, so we'll get that. I had another couple of questions earlier in the day that I wanted to get to. And one of them was whether this was a 3-gap play. And this is UMC, United Microelectronics. You have one really big one off the top, but the art of the charts actually has a statistical engine to go in and look and see where big gaps were. And this is a gap that would be no more than expected for random. This big one off the top is your first gap. If you get a second one, that'd be interesting, but I don't see any big 3-gap play on that one. Email me at path@tfnn.com. Okay, what else we have? KWEB. China Internets. The Internets. You got a double gap at 24. So yeah, if you get a couple more days like you had today in the Chinese Asian markets, yeah, I think what was it, 3%? I think it was 3% on one of them. Go back to this. Go back to that. Go back to this. Okay. Hang Seng, 3%. Shanghai down 2.6%. So pretty brutal. Even the AEX down 1.4%. So that's that. FTSE down 0.7%. So pretty much what you expected. We got one more drive down here, as I said. So I'm looking at this. 4,400 would look fairly decent. I'm waiting, put in some, or sent, at least in the longer term newsletter, a part to get out of our short positions. And I think we have a good chance of hitting those today, and I like to do that. As I said, not uncommon to see even, we get down to 4,400 today and maybe see some kind of move back to 4,450 by Friday. But we see that on light volume. That just sets up another big move again starting next week. So, 4-day week, light volume. We've already gone through the Ides of March, but I just say beware, be square. And let's light this candle.
Let's light this candle.
Now, thank you, Stuart. Anyway, I had some questions on the TLT2. Not a second TLT, just the TLT also. And yeah, we're getting awful close to my target, which was about 122. You actually hit it, 122.64. Let's go back. I think this was just a projection of something I had out there. So yeah, are we about done? That's kind of what I'm looking at out here, that you probably are close to having some support in the bond market. I don't know if that comes from the Fed themselves or just that we're pretty much sold out. Maybe we've got a little bit more. I wouldn't be doing a lot overnight being long. I don't think that there's anything to be bought. Like I said, the best thing that could happen if you're bullish and don't have a position is for this thing to just go down on very, very light volume all the way into Thursday, and then come back and actually have a market that may have made some kind of low that can go higher. Most people will not want to wait the couple of days, and they'll try to push the issue. But next couple of days probably going to be kind of a little bit dangerous in the fact that you probably won't lose a lot of cash, but it can kind of hurt your psyche to be on the wrong side of one of those light volume moves, either up or down into Thursday's close. But the tail of the tape is the TLT. And yeah, you got to bounce. It was weak. You got to 122 today. My guess is you could get even down into 121-ish, maybe with the market being weak also. But we've got a little bit more to go. The VIX options really show that we have maybe one more day of kind of what we have here to set it all up. And again, whether you're selling when you can, the opposite is also true, and that is cover while you can and not hang on for forever. 877-927-6648. Question about the usual suspects. Don't even have to tell me anymore. NVDA. I brought this up, I think, on the radio and on, or at least on the show and on in the Tech Insider, is how many and what the response is going to be to these down moves. If you're talking about a particular three-gap play, this one is set up on NVIDIA. You had the nice gap down on the 6th. You had the gap down today. Volume is going to be okay on these. Generally, you want even a little bit more volume, but this probably is a little different three-gap down play. So you may, again, if we get light volume and a sell all the way into Thursday's close, you might actually find something out here next week on NVIDIA. But with two gaps, you got an 80% chance of a third one. Those are bad odds to play. So that's the first one. Again, you can actually go out and buy video cards today at full retail and walk into a lot of stores like Best Buy and actually get one or order one off Newegg, first time in about 2 years. So things are changing, and the question whether it was demand or supply or maybe a little bit of both, things are getting just a tad weaker. Now for AMD, they just doing stupid stuff. These guys have ticked off what do they call them on YouTube? When Apple was getting started, in 85 or 84, they called them evangelists. Now they call them influencers, I guess, because they don't work directly for the company. But certainly you've got a low out here. Volume's probably going to be okay in AMD, but you broke 100. You gapped through it. We'll see what happens at the end of the day. But what you don't want, or what you want if you want to buy this, is to see it washed out a bit. But their own worst enemy, advertising products, telling people they'd be available, and they are not.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As we return the previous question about Lam Research and what options show for it, I ran the numbers fairly closely. So far, you probably have a little bit too much volume. You wanted to have something less than 1.6 today. And yeah, you've got 1.1. So I'm going to say 1.4, 1.5. Now, when you look at options, a lot of people just read what they want to about Max Payne, and they go on. The reality is that you want to watch for a few other things. And one of those was do this a little bit bigger out here, is you want to look for hockey sticks in the data. And I do it a little differently. They tend to look at where the exit marks the spot, and that is it. Generally, that's not what you want to look at. What you want to look at is where these bins are in the market, and both for the wins and losses. And a lot of times you're going to see, maybe I can zoom in here just a little bit more so you can see. When you're looking at the data, what you really want to find out here is the bins. And there's kind of one right here, about 490, 495. You look at this and think 500, 525, something like that, just looking at that. But there's a little bit more to this. Could you get a bounce before Friday? You could. If I was going to play this thing, I'd want to know that I was in a bull market and that I'd probably be buying 500 calls and hoping that I get 525, and hopefully the premiums on that justify the trade. That means that if it does go to 525, I'd want to make 500% on buying the 500 calls. Now that we're around here, now that we look at the chart, we'll just look at it quick. The big problem I have, and the reason I don't think there's going to be much of a bounce out here, one, you are in that previous low, volume's about the same. Two, you had more energy on the way down than you did on the way up by about 20%. And not the end of the world on that. This could hold. I'm just not a big fan of that play if that's what you're thinking, is that you're going to try to find some kind of bounce. If you're short this thing, I think probably the best thing to do is kind of wait for the last 30 minutes today and see what happens in the market. Let me update this because I know that some of the stuff. Okay, we're down 58 points on the S&P cash. Keep a close eye on the volume. Still not all that exciting. And this could be a low volume pullback. Everybody would say that's pretty good. I think the volume's going to come in next week, because generally when you get the first really good bull or bear move off of market, the first one doesn't have a lot of volume. The subsequent ones do. But let's say that you're bullish. You're just hoping for light volume, and a lot of people throw out the baby with the bathwater as we go into Thursday. 877-927-6648. But I think we probably have a little bit of fireworks out here before the end of the day. Maybe it's a little higher in the last 10 or 15 minutes, or maybe it's a blowout in the last hour. But certainly I haven't seen anybody step in since we started today. And again, there aren't a lot of shorts. In fact, there are incredibly few amount of shorts in equities these days, and even a more hysterically low amount of people that have puts and out of the money puts. So this is not a market that's rather bearish by any means, even with the moves we've had. Okay. Okay. Question from Eddie. He says, the firm contends the order cancellations from NVIDIA's GPUs, those are video cards, by the way, if you live in Lutz. As a result of excess inventories, a slowdown in consumer demand, a slowdown in PC demand, and the Russia embargo, the firm adds why NVIDIA's data center trends are strong. The firm sees a peak in annualized revenue comps in the current half of 2022. No, I don't believe in that. I do believe that they have a soft patch. That soft patch is because they are coming out with yet another version or another run of these products. And these things are breathtaking. Right now, the current top of the line video card takes about 250 watts to run. The next version of these cards they're showing right now may need 500 watts to run on an ongoing basis. We're talking about something that's about the same, maybe 25% faster, using twice as much energy. These things are beasts. They almost take 4 slots in a PC, which is not a problem for most folks. But you're going to have to probably buy a new power supply if you don't have a 1,000-watt power supply in your machines. And I think what they're really getting to here is that they've introduced and described new products. The biggest thing is that PCI, the next version of PCI, the card slot interface, which is about twice as fast as the current version, is coming out, and everybody really kind of wants to wait for that. Also, a lot of people have been waiting for the next generation of motherboards that will work with that, and the next version of motherboards that work with the latest DDR6 memory that's out, which is, of course, is twice as fast. So if you're big into the kind of people they get into with these GPUs, video cards, gamers and stuff, what you're really going to have is kind of a dip before a giant upgrade cycle to keep up with the Joneses. And, you know, can you see 3-6 months of lower sales, slightly lower sales? Yeah, but I think by the time you get to Christmas, if they get the stuff right, it could be a barn burner. So I would be thinking about buying these late in August or maybe September. I think that maybe AMD and NVIDIA could come back. But every time you get a new kind of product cycle, there's always kind of a dip with people waiting. So I don't, there's kind of gets past the whole idea that, yes, there's a major upgrade cycle coming, which I think, in 3 months, people are going to start looking past. Maybe even, maybe it takes as much as 6 months. But right now, sitting in the weeds, I think NVIDIA probably has a very good October, maybe November, December timeframe next year with the launch of a lot of this new stuff. And it may be the same with AMD. AMD's busy shooting themselves in the foot. We'll talk about that when we return.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for Dave's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
As we return, down 56 on the S&P, down 235 on the NASDAQ, down 244 on the Dow. Russell's down 6. And the best of the indexes here today. Crude oil's down 4%. Gold's up 0.3, toying with that 1950 area, which has been resistance. And yeah, I think we have either an opportunity for a whole lot lower or maybe a nice rally next week, but we're going to probably have to sit on our hands for a couple of days on Wednesday and Thursday, I suspect. Question about Micron. And again, trying to make a low into a significantly higher volume. March 15th, 25 million shares at $68.34. Got just $70.09 today. You got about 15 million shares. So maybe you come in lighter today. We'll have to see what happens, but about the same volume on the way up and down. So maybe you're in a trading range that would set up to 86. If we do bottom, my guess is that everybody's going to come right back to these guys. As I said, this big upgrade cycle in computers is coming. We've already seen some of the first ones, just putting it all together, kind of the second version of a lot of these motherboards and new processors and memory together, along with the new hard drives and new video cards, are really going to make a big difference to people that are on the higher end of gaming and desktop workstations, that kind of stuff. So I think it'll be okay. And generally selling $500 computers doesn't make anybody rich in that business. So that part going away doesn't bother me so much. AMD getting a big taste of Intel's business in the server business could be a huge deal. NVIDIA is still the king of video cards. I don't see that changing. But yeah, if we get to the end of the summer and the video game convention comes back and they kick out some nice titles for the fall, and everybody's got to have a $2,000 video card, a $700 motherboard, a $800 video processor, and probably $500 worth of memory, it could be a very nice Christmas for NVIDIA and AMD. And Intel seems to be the worst affected, mostly because they've already said that they're going to be slashing prices to keep AMD out of the server world, and also to try to hurt them on the low-end consumer front. But Intel announced AMD and Intel both kind of should be tarred and feathered as of late for announcing products that they cannot deliver. Intel said that their new video cards would be out. Now, they ship some in laptops, but not individual video cards. Zero, nada. Supposedly, there's some in South Korea, but, it's kind of like, I don't know, the a Yeti or something like that. Everybody hears about them. No one's ever actually seen one. AMD has the same kind of thing. They've announced some new cards, and they're nowhere to be found. And they've used a somewhat miffed influencer crowd on YouTube and other places, and those folks are not too happy either. But both Intel and AMD are saying those cards that they were supposed to be delivering now, well, we're actually thinking about probably the start of the second quarter, so midsummer. Not probably fairly good. So yeah, there's a lot of weakness on it. But again, these things are coming back, and they're going to give us an opportunity, I think. But again, all these things, Micron, AMD, and Intel, probably all week, maybe until the end of the summer. We shall see. 877-927-6648. Okay. I think we've got some more emails out here. Do I have any more? Yeah. Yeah, Duffy in the Den brings up, I want to say, what's the name of the computer? 1983. I remember the year. It killed the computer company by announcing a new computer, and they didn't get it ready and out the door, and they were dead. God. It was a Osborne. It's called the Osborne effect. And I'm pretty sure if you look that up, you will find it. I don't think they really. This is not like NVIDIA or the rest of them have been pushing the new video cards. It's Osborne effect. Yeah. Hey, occasionally my memory comes back to me. Social phenomena of customers canceling and deferring orders for the current soon-to-be obsolete product as an unexpected drawback of a company announcing future products prematurely. And as an example of cannibalization of sales, not humans. But Osborne announced a computer and put itself out of business in 1 year by not having the thing announcing too early. And that's it. On the opposite side of that, let's take a quick look at Microsoft. In 1986, Microsoft announced a Word and Excel at the November Comdex and said that it would be ready in 3 months. Well, they didn't have a product at the time, so it didn't really matter that they lied. They did tend to freeze up sales for Lotus 1-2-3 for a number of years, and Bill Gates became kind of famous as a demo god when it was later revealed that there were 3,000 known bugs in the version that he showed at the computer convention in November in Las Vegas in 1986, because I was there, that would cause a blue screen of death on a Windows PC. He was able to go through the demo without touching any of those and sticking to the script. No one was the wiser until about a year later when nothing had shipped, but they had hurt a lot of Lotus 1-2-3 sales, and the rest is history. But yeah, great moments in technology marketing. A lot of stuff going on in that. Nothing new, though. Let's see, we got some more emails here. What is this? And
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
As we return, looking at Microsoft's wrap-up show, again, little lighter volume, but of course that's probably expected on a 4-day week going into a 3-day weekend. It's light, but not as light as one would think. Think we're going to probably stall out. I would love to see a test of about 4,400 this week on options. That'd be kind of like the best possible world to cover your short positions if you're short. And maybe see a light volume bounce if you persist in being bearish next week. The worst thing could be a little bit of a bounce into Thursday with lighter volume. So whatever goes on this week, I think just the opposite is going to happen next week. So if you want a sign of strength this week, you really want a sign of, or next week, you want a sign of weakness this week on light volume, not even a sign of weakness, just weakness on light volume, or strength, or higher, not strength, higher prices on light volume, and do just the opposite next week. So we'll continue to sit on our hands. We've had a couple of bounces today. I've seen them sold off fairly quickly. Just buyer's strike. A lot of people, just a few sellers and no buyers. Kind of looks probably the best way to wrap up the overall zeitgeist of the market today. But that's it. Don't see a lot else happening. Just keep a close eye on it. Probably going to have a little fireworks. I'd love to see a big sell-off to cover my short positions before the end of the day. But maybe they make me wait till tomorrow. I do digress. As always, sell when you can, not when you have to. Cover your shorts when you can, not when you have to. And we'll see you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. And hang on for Basil Chapman.